been a long time coming with this Lancer update. This is it's been sitting in my room for a while. This is the Lancer switch. See how that's still highlighted? I don't know if this is going to make a difference, but this is the button that should have came out with this kit for the fog lights. So even that's faded. I'll see if I can find the part number that I got for this. I got it off eBay, but you can see this is the actual proper switch rather than that square thing that I mucked around with. And we'll still see if that lights up like this one sits. So when you press that, you can see the red button, red light, LED light come up when your fog lights are on and off. So I'm going to put this one in with these wires, see how we go, see if this still lights up. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. See how we go. So I'm going to rip this out. See how that was just temporary, a bit of a quick fix. But yeah, this is definitely the light, even the way it, see the gap, this should sit nice and flush. So looking at the two plugs, they're pretty much exactly the same. And I'll click that into, just in case I don't have to rewire, but you can see the difference in the colours. There's only one different colour difference, and that's the yellow at the very right end to the red one. So with this loom, the first thing I'm going to do is just check if it's just a plug and play system. So if I put this loom straight into the new switch, I'll see if that works first. So yeah, they're exactly the same wires up until just that far right one. Don't know why they have to always change colour wires, but yeah, yellow or red. Let's see what happens. Okay, so what's happened is these lights don't work at all, but it does illuminate up there here. It just doesn't power it up here. So there's something different for why that's not highlighting, or engaging. The fog lights do not come on. That light doesn't come on down the bottom, so it's not plug and play. So I've got to sort out how that works. What turns on, what doesn't turn on. Let's have a look. See how I go with this one hand, but what I've just quickly tested prior to doing this is those two reds are constants. So if I put that just on a slight touch up there, can't see on this direction. 1 second, sorry about that. Let's see where we can get these lights happening. Or is it down the bottom? There. Bring that back a little bit. It's not going on. What's going on? Should be that one. There. So you can see the light on. So on both those red ones are the constants. The black and the blue. Looks like this blue one here is most likely an engage button. So what I'll do is put the switch onto that, the one I had on it, and let's see what's going on. Plug in the switch I had on it, you can see straight away that will, and I can hear the relay clicking as that is showing that it's got the lights going. So whatever's inside this actual light is different to the other one. So got to check when I press this button what's going on with these wires. So I'll be back. So I've just squashed that in there. So if I press the power button to engage the lights, you can see the red light, that light's on. So when I press the button again, come back a bit, so that's your active So these are constant actives, the red ones, and that blue one. So by rights, I don't know, I'm thinking that to stop that light highlighting would be to disengage this red one, but don't know if that will kill this one if it's in like a circuit. But let's just have a bit of play around. 1 second. Okay, what happened is I was wrong. Just it wasn't pushed in right in this corner hard enough. I pushed it in for the second time test, and now that's showing light going down there now, and that's, I can hear the relay. You can hear it. I don't know if you can hear that. So what I'm going to do, just as a test, is, I mean, it's a pain in the neck that always lighting up, so I'm just going to test this out by, I'm going to cut that red wire. I got my solder and soldering iron with me while I do this anyway. I'm going to cut that one and test this out if this still works down the bottom without having that always highlighted. I just don't like that highlighting all the time, just constant power. I mean, it may be jack all power, but it's still power on the battery. See what happens if I cut that one and the whole switch doesn't work. I'll have to see if I can muck around a little bit more and see if maybe I can put the red to the red and just have power down to the bottom. But you can see this switch looks good with the blue, and that works properly. So just don't make my mistakes and not always pushing these in nice and tight. Make sure your plugs are always pushed in. As you could see, the first time it didn't work, so you never know just on your own work that you can make a few mistakes. Anyway, I'll take this off, pull that loom out just a little bit more, cut the wire a bit further up, of course, not here, so you got wire to play with. I'll disconnect that top red wire and see if I can get rid of that illumination. Okay, back. So it was pretty easy actually. I mean, when you're doing a bit of fault finding, it's always a learning curve, but positive results. So pretty much on your switch that has those two sort of lumpy bits, that side going in. So because if you get the kit, you probably get this plug. I've taken this plug right off because it looks like even the bit of the silver connector is a little bit, I know, it seems like it's a bit pushed in a little bit. But anyway, I cut this off because I want to extend the wires, because that was very tight on the kit. So pretty much what I've done, if you look here, because it's the same position, so it just needs to cut that wire. So that second one down, or the one right next to the black, you can cut that to get rid of your illumination if you don't want the illumination. I've cut it up there. Just remember to take your battery off where you do cut wires so you don't pop fuses and stuff like that. It can be a possibility. What I'll be doing is, because that's a live, I mean I can't test it right now, but that's a live wire, just make sure you put tape over the top, just right across the top, and then put side ones around it to keep it on the top. It's better not having any sort of live wires sitting there. Tape them up so they don't spark or touch anything, just in case, just for the safety. And it won't matter. I don't think it matters on there. I'll double check, but I don't think I have to cover this one. But I'll double check once I put the battery back on. But that works. That works. So when you want your lights, you can click that, and then just that bottom light will engage itself. Look at that on my thumb. That was from doing the Mirage gearbox. I've got two just the same. One there, which is the things with cars, and one there. Apparently they kill when they hit the corner of your nail when you're doing stuff. Anyway, just had to add that. Anyway, so what I'll do now, I've joined these wires, I'll give them a solder, tape them up, and then I'll connect the battery and just, I'll check that on camera just to show you that'll be alive. I don't think that'll be alive, so I'll be back. Connected the battery, so you can see that's still a live wire, so you want to cover that over, and everything else should work well. I'll just test that at the end. Just quickly putting the switch in. As you can see, it actually sits like the other switches properly. I mean, this is a slight little bit of damage from when I was mucking around with the other one, but it suits. You don't see it much. Just going to squash that in a little bit, but the actual switch on and off, and then that just popped off on me. Alright, back in a sec. Sorry about that, that just popped off. But yeah, that works alright. It's pretty tight actually when you think about it. Wouldn't be bad just to maybe just give that a very fine cosmetic of fine sanding with a very maybe a slightly round chisel, not chisel, file. It's a little bit tight. Might muck around a little bit with that just so it's a little bit more smooth. That's very, I don't know why it's like that, but it's clicking alright. Just tied up on the edges. See if I can fix that a bit. Okay, so I just used something, just a small little file, just to get the very slight edges. It's not perfect, but it's allowing that switch to easily click on and off. So yeah, I'll be back soon. Okay, so the end of this video, that worked. So pressing this just puts on the red light. You can't really see it, it's a bit daytime. It's definitely highlighted, but if you go around, the lights are working. So it's a good fix with that switch, and not to have that highlighted all the time so that it's dull. That only lights up when you press it. You definitely see it. There we are. And off. That's good. All done for this Lancer.